Greetings from just across the New York-New Jersey border in New Jersey at MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Las Vegas Raiders and the New York Jets. With my partner, Greg Olson, I'm Mike Tirico. We are just about set to kick it off. Off we go from MetLife Stadium. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Look at him go! A tremendous return. He's already got him in field goal range.
All right, so if you're going to be a kick returner in the National Football League, you need these two things: balance, vision, and yes, speed doesn't hurt too much either. And all three of those were evident there. I mean, what a return that was to set his guys up, starting this drive inside the red zone.
Shaheed with the catch. And he's into the end zone. What a start. Rashid Shaheed. Touchdown, Jets. Touchdown number 7 for him on the year. Ryland's kick here is good, and the Jets are very quickly out to a 7-0 lead. So, following the touchdown, the punter man gonna kick this one away. On the return, it is Trey Tucker. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it first and 10. On the ground, this is Ashton Jeanty. And this is going to be a Raiders first down as the tackle is made right at the 36.
Well, a really nice start here to the drive. Early down success. Every offensive coordinator is trying to find ways. How do we pick up first downs without having to get to third down? We see it here. Big explosive run. Now the rest of the drive unfolds.
That's out quickly to Pittman. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
Brings up second and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Cowboy 80.
Here's a little pop pass heading to the right. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
Taken down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 yards. And it's third down.
Third and long.
Let's go now. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Bowers the man in motion. Throwing now on third and long. To the right side, hauled in by Myers. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. That's well done as they get the conversion on third and 13.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
Jacoby Myers was the intended target. And it'll bring up second down.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
On second down, Jeanty. And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
A tough spot here. Third and long. From the 50, he'll set up to throw. Gets that one complete to his tight end, Bowers. That's well done as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Back to throw. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Bowers, the man in motion. They run out of the gun with Genty. And he's going to be close to the 1st down. Out of bounds, just a little short. Need to pick it up on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He gets this one complete to Pittman. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. If not, the quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up the 1st down.
Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
Brought down at the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Got it. Ready? Here we go. Mustang 19. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
Bowers, the man in motion. They'll run, and here's the rookie from Notre Dame. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Jacoby Myers. Touchdown, Raiders. It's his 3rd touchdown catch this year. Carlson able to knock through the extra point, and the Raiders come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. Miller now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Ready, break.
They'll run here. It's Brees Hall. Room to run at the 40. Angling to the sideline, inside the 35. What about that? Out of bounds, all the way down inside the 15. A big-time run there by Hall. That gains an even 60 yards. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That one to the end zone, but incomplete.
There isn't much room for error when operating inside the red zone. The field is really condensed. Those throwing windows become a lot tighter and forces your quarterback to make some really highly contested throws. And as we just saw, those aren't always going to go your way.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. On the give, it's Hall. Hall is hit. He's lost the football. And the Raiders have come up with it. Boy, that one hurts, Greg. They had a really nice drive going. And remember now, all turnovers have to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one. It is 3rd and 10.
Let's go. Cup 19. Cup 19. Let's go.
Now they'll set up to throw. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Just a couple plays ago, Mike, it felt like a touchdown was kind of inevitable. They were doing everything they wanted as they marched the length of the field. And then as they got down here close to the red zone and that field condenses, they started getting sloppy in their execution. Now, what do they do on 4th down? Do they try to keep their offense out there and extend the drive, or do they settle for 3? And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
At their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Genty. And he'll be out of bounds. That's a nice gain, though, on 1st down. A pickup of 7.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 2. They'll look to throw. Throw right side is taken in by Besh. And he's going to be out of bounds just on midfield.
Gain of 11.
A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Raider first down.
46-yard line.
And that's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. A nice job there making that happen.
Here's first and 10.
19, Tiger, 19.
He'll drop to throw. And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield.
It's second down.
A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. The Jets have the advantage. More from MetLife Stadium after this. Quarter two begins. It is Raider football. They are facing a second and long. On the handoff, this is Genty. Oh, he takes a really good leg to the backfield. They were all over him defensively for that run.
Back-to-back plays by this defense now, Mike, winning these early downs. They get the sack on first, the tackle for loss on second, and now it brings up third and long.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on third down. That's caught inside by Pittman on the slant. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. That's his third catch of this first half and good enough for a first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
And that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring him down for a big loss.
The back's doing everything in his power to try to get that ball around the edge to the boundary, but just great pursuit there by this linebacker, staying with his angles, running through contact, and he makes the play behind the line.
That'll be intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Stevens. And the Jets are going to get the football at their own 23.
If you're going to run this route against quarters coverage, Mike, you have to do a better job of running the route flatter. The quarterback is going to trust that you are going to uncover right when that guy comes out of his break, but he rounds the route just a little too much and ends up being a costly mistake.
Ready? Bronco lead.
We're going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Ready?
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. And that is incomplete.
I love that they continue to stay aggressive here, Mike, and that route right there, we used to call it a big 8. It's a deep post route, but the ball placement isn't exactly where it needs to be, and that's a missed opportunity.
It is third and long.
60 Bobcats. Come on. Set. Panther 60. Panther 79 Broncos. 18 Rattler.
Throwing now from the gun. And that is incomplete.
Great pass rushers live for third down, especially when they know the offense has to be one-dimensional. And this is a great example here, Mike. They can just pin their ears back and go. They know there is no threat for run. It is a must-pass situation, and for this offense, they're lucky it didn't result in a sack.
On the return is Tucker. And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. ground. It's Genty to start the drive. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that first down.
Midfield. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll throw out of the gun. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a first down.
So there's a saying in the NFL, Mike, short throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains.
Here we go. 60.
Throwing now on 1st and 10. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll take this down inside the 35. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down. All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Now Genty. Oh, big hole left side. He's taken down just shy of the 10. Give him 14 on that one. First down, Vegas.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
And he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Ashton Genty. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And, Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
35-yard line.
Ready, break. Trap 60, trap 60.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That is caught downfield. It's Shaheed. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
First down. First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Ready.
To the air now on 1st and 10. That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Rashid Shaheed. Touchdown, Jets. That's a 2-touchdown game for him. Numbers 7 and 8 for the season. Ryland's kick here is good. And the Jets move out to a 3-point edge, 17-14. So, following the touchdown, the punter man going to kick this one away. And he will sit on it here in the end zone for a touchback.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
They go three tight ends here on 1st and 10. Run right at the gun with Genty. A nice pickup, moving it across the 40. We'll give him 6 on that play.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
In motion, that's Thornton. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
3rd down and 3. He's got his man. That's Besh. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
That's a short one, caught by Bowers.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
They'll run it straight ahead now with Genty. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it. On 3rd down, they go with Genty. This will not do the trick. They've stopped it behind the line. 4th down coming up. Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining here in half number 1. And this one's going to be downed inside the 20-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
Seven Pirates. 60.
Now, faking the give. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Here's Hall. Big hole to the 30. Big run here. He's tackled beyond the 35-yard line.
That's good for a Jets.
A gain there of 20, and the Jets have a 1st down.
37-yard line.
70. 18 Roderick.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. Taking a shot downfield for Smith. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
I think when that ball left his hand, he had visions of a big play, and then that big play almost got flipped on its head because I think he's lucky that that ball didn't end up going back the other direction because that defender got both hands on it but just couldn't come down with the pick.
Just trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete.
I think at some point for this quarterback, he has to start looking some other directions. I mean, he's tried to get the ball now to this guy multiple times, and all of them have resulted in incomplete passes. I'm not saying don't throw it to him in the future, but maybe get yourself a couple easy completions elsewhere before you look back in his direction.
And the offense will take one here. Timeout with 6 left on the 2nd quarter clock.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets to the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
Come on. Hit. Warrior 70. Ready.
They'll look to throw again. That's caught downfield by Smith. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. Chad Ryland on now for the field goal. This a 31-yard attempt. Now the Raiders going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. The Jets will send out the field goal unit. This a 31-yard attempt. Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump? So the decision has been made, and they will send the field goal unit out. This about as short as you can get. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. So we are at halftime, and Greg and I will be back right after this. It's the National Football League on EA Sports. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. On 1st and 10, it's Genty. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 7. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Open man downfield. He's got his tight end Bowers. What about that? Out of bounds, all the way down inside the 15. A big play and a much-needed one as well. A gain of 48. In motion is Myers. Run out of the gun for Genty. Ooh, well, now you see him, now you don't. Good juke move there, and a gain of 6. They'll work now on 2nd and 4.
Let's go now.
To the right side, hauled in by Myers. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down. They are set up with 1st and goal.
For a Las Vegas first down. 1st and goal, Raiders.
That's to the end zone, but they cannot connect. It's incomplete. Dante Thornton was the intended target. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Let the fullback try to power it home. This defense backed up, but they bring the fire there. Stop him before he can get past the 3-yard line. Third and goal.
Here we go.
Genty. And he's so close to breaking the plane, but the official's going to come in and mark him short. So now it's 4th down. They'll try it now with Genty. And he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on downs.
These are the opportunities when they present themselves, you have to capitalize. And in this case, it was the defense that forced the turnover on downs and kept them out of the end zone.
Here we go. Here we go. Mustang 19. 60 Eagle. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat. 19 tight. 19 tight.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 8-yard line.
Warriors 70. Ready, ready.
Very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
3rd and 5.
Get it. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal. Ready.
They will run it over center with Hall.
Taken down at the 11-yard line. A 4-yard gain. It's 4th down.
On now comes the punt team for the Jets, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. Oh, look at this. It's a fake. And he's not going to get there. Big roll of the dice, trying the fake, but he's stopped short of the 1st down, and it's a turnover on down. Right away, they'll set up to throw. To the goal line and in. Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Vegas.
Touchdown, Raiders.
Now, a 2-point conversion attempt coming.
The Raiders will line up for the 2-point conversion.
60 Bison. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Go.
Back to throw. The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but the execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
Miller now to return it. Uh-oh. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
Ready. Hurt. Liking 18. Go.
The drive begins with a run, and it's Hall. And he'll be out of bounds. That's a nice gain, though, on 1st down. A pickup of 7.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Take Rocco 80. Let go.
Another run here with Hall. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming, and he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Okay, ready.
Now a 3rd and 2.
Ready. Ready.
He'll look to throw. That is caught left side by Taylor. First time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a first down.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. His pass taken in by Shaheed.
Complete to Rashid Shaheed. Out of bounds at his own 49-yard line.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd down.
Here we go. Here we go. Cougar 19.
Open man downfield is Smith. And they'll take this down inside the 35. A gain of 16 yards. Good for a Jets 1st down.
Come on.
They'll look to throw yet again. Exiting the pocket right. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20. He had 2 touchdowns earlier, looking to see what he can do here in this 2nd half. That grab gets them a 1st down.
Go.
In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. Shaheed with the catch. And he'll be forced out of bounds, just a couple of yards short of a 1st down. That's a pickup of 8.
The receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
You know, anytime you're talking about an interior defensive lineman, it's always easy to talk about his size and his strength. But what stands out to me, Mike, is his ability to move his feet, turn those hips, get penetration in the backfield, and take the running back down for a loss.
Good drive to this point. Now can you convert on 3rd and 3? We'll try to run for it with Hall. And the Jets are going to have 1st and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown.
A 7-yard gain.
And anytime you have a long drive going, you'd hate to have it stall out there. So that's a really nice job up front, making sure that that doesn't happen, and it's going to set up 1st and goal.
This drive has been methodical, but will they turn it into 6 points? It is 1st and goal. They'll look to throw. That is caught side of the end zone. Rashid Shaheed. Touchdown, New York. That is his 3rd touchdown of the game and his 9th for the year. And that is the hat trick. What a game. His 3rd touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man. They're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having a day.
Makes the score Jets 27, Raiders 20. Braden Mann to kick off for the Jets.
So, following the touchdown, the punter man going to kick this one away.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. That's to the right side and caught by Bowers. And he will be taken down. A big pickup on what will be the final play of this third quarter. So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Now they'll set up to throw. Looking middle, and he's got Myers. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. This is caught 2. And he will get into the end zone. Jacoby Myers. Touchdown, Raiders. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. A huge touchdown there in the 4th quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? They're an extra point away from tying this thing up, and we got ourselves a ball game.
All even. 4th quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time?
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
Ready, ready, ready.
He tosses over the middle. This one is caught. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. First time they've looked his way all game long. But he comes through with the grab and a 1st down.
Having a tight end that can contribute in the passing game, Mike, I mean, it just seems like it's become more and more common throughout the entire league. And not only do you have to be reliable, you have to be athletic enough after the catch to take advantage of some of these targets. So it's exactly what he does here, and you can tell why he's such a big part of this offense. Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Right back to Hill. He's got it again. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the 1st down marker, but it is a pickup of 9.
Ready, ready.
You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches.
79 Bronco. Bronco 80. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler.
This one just too far for the receiver out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Mason Taylor, the tight end, the intended receiver. And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
For the field goal, a 51-yard attempt.
This one has plenty of leg. And it is good. And they take the lead here in the 4th quarter.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the 4th quarter.
At their own 35-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Catch number 7 so far in this one, and a first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
It's a big play when they needed it the most. 37 yards. Here's Genty. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's 2nd and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Here we go, set, go.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Drop this one down to Genty.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
They'll run with Genty, and he'll take this one in. Ashton Genty. Touchdown, Las Vegas. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. Carlson's kick is good, and the Raiders have taken a 4-point advantage. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown, time to kick it back the other way. On the return, it's Rashid Shaheed. And he'll be out of bounds just past the 25.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Ready? 70 Timberwolves. Go.
To the air now on 1st and 10. He'll get this over the middle to Smith. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 37-yard line.
They come up for 2nd and 2.
Let's go. Viking 8. Ready?
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He'll go right back to Smith. They hook up again. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning remain as we get set for 1st and 10.
70 Lions. Get up.
That is caught downfield. It's Shaheed. And he's into the end zone yet again. Rashid Shaheed. Touchdown, Jets. Make it 4 touchdowns for him on the afternoon. Ryland's kick here is good. And the Jets go up by a field goal as they lead it by 3. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Ready, set.
Here's 1st down.
Let's go. Ready.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That's going to be incomplete. Hufford very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, They know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He'll find 50 at the backfield. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. Good for a Raider first down.
A gain of 12. First down, Las Vegas.
Bowers the man in motion. Putting the tight end in motion. They'll stick to the ground. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
He was brought down by Kyle Hamilton. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 17-yard line.
Shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And the rush gets there. Down he goes.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. He'll take a shot here, back to the end zone. That's going to be incomplete, so no help there. And we're likely down to a final snap.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
So, overtime coming up. Quick reminder of the rules. Each team guaranteed 1 possession. Any defensive score ends the game. Each team gets a couple of timeouts. All the replays come from upstairs. If this first OT ends in a tie, so does the game. Four quarters could not determine a winner. We get back underway here in overtime. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
Go, Reed, go! Cowboy, go!
It's first down, and it's Paul. And not much there. Good defense, held to no gain.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Let's go now!
Now a first throw here in overtime. That's right side and caught by Taylor. Look at the big man go. And he will go all the way. Mason Taylor. Touchdown, New York. Greg, you can't ask for a better better way to start overtime. What an exciting touchdown.
Yeah, and the quick strike now allows them to take complete control here in overtime. They are a defensive stop away from getting out of this one with a big win.
Score Jets 44, Raiders 37. Braden Mann to kick off for the Jets.
So, thanks to that recent rule change, still the chance to extend this game and match that opening overtime score as they receive the kickoff here. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Right away, they'll set up to throw. They'll try to set up the screen to Genty. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. 16 yards on the game and a quick 1st down.
I like the call. Using the screen as a drive starter to pick up a chunk play and get this offense into some rhythm. It's clear this offensive play caller anticipated the rush of the defense, and he was able to use it against them.
He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw. Going over the middle and taken in by Pippen. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. 6 catches for him in the ball game now. And this one's good for a 1st down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike, and I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. That's caught by Bowers. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Catch number 7 so far in this one. And a 1st down.
A gain of 12. 1st down, Raiders.
Quick throw there. That's going to wind up incomplete. Well, the receiver really didn't have much time to get himself open. So the incompletion brings up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
He'll get this into the hands of his running back. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. That's the 2nd time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10.
And the Raider 1st
In
down.
red zone now. He'll drop to throw. That's into the hands of Zamir White. And he will win the race to the pylon. He's in. Zamir White. Touchdown, Vegas.
Mike, what a game, but now what decision are they going to make? They find themselves down 1. I think this is a no-brainer. Ball on the 2-yard line, dial up your best offensive play, and go win this game now.
The Raiders will line up for the
He'll drop to throw. That is hot. The risk pays off. They come back to win it by 1 here in overtime.
I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on 2-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, Man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.
So this one, a win for the visiting Raiders. They had to work for this one. All even through 4 quarters, able to get the breakthrough in overtime to come away with a victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.